seconds and counting.
Hey, what's good, guys? Clutching Entertainment here, back with another video. And for today's video, we're going to be talking about the Houston Texans. And former Cardinals wide receiver Deandre Hopkins was just recently released. And as we all know, he used to be a former Texan. He's a Texans legend, in my opinion. He's a top 2 Texans receiver in history, up there with Andre Johnson and then, of course, DeAndre Hopkins. In my opinion, I think he's a top 5 Texan in history. I mean, we've only been relevant for like 22 years or something like that. So it's not like we've had that many years in the NFL to have that many great players. But I think DeAndre Hopkins is pretty easily a top 5 Texan in history. And now he's a free agent. He's on the open market. And the Houston Texans have a chance to make a reunion with him. They have a chance to offer him a contract for him to come to Houston and be the wide receiver one, be that leader, be that veteran in the locker room for not only other wide receivers, but for CJ Stroud. And I mean, I think he would be a great, immense help to CJ Stroud. And I think Houston would be interested in adding DeAndre Hopkins, but it's more of a question, would DeAndre Hopkins want to come back to Houston? At this point in DeAndre Hopkins' career, I mean, having to deal with the low of the Texans and then the low of the Cardinals, is he interested in going to another rebuilding team, or does he want to go to a contender? I'm sure the Bills, the Ravens, and teams like that are going to be knocking on his door. So would he choose a team like Houston over the Bills or the Chiefs or the Ravens, who probably are most definitely going to have a better chance at winning right away? Or would he want to come to Houston, have some familiarity, maybe get a semi-decent bag in his contract, come and help a young quarterback in CJ Stroud, and come help be the leader of a young wide receiver core? And then at the same time, you have to ask yourself, is this wide receiver room kind of crowded? Because, I mean, you can add DeAndre Hopkins, and you do have a lot of names. Or not a lot of names, but a lot of depth in the receiver room. And a lot of that depth is younger guys. Do you want to add an older guy? I mean, DeAndre Hopkins, he's 30. Of course, he's a top receiver or an elite receiver when healthy and when actually bought in. But is it worth signing a guy like him to come in here and take snaps away from guys like Nico Collins, Tank Dell, John Mechie, Xavier Hutchinson? You already have Robert Woods for that role, to be that leader, that mentor, and be that quarterback's best friend. And it wouldn't make sense to just cut Robert Woods if you do sign DeAndre Hopkins. So I'm not sure if there's room for both of them. I mean, of course, we could make it work, but as a team, do you want that to happen? I'm not sure Nick Caserio would want that. I think we would at least inquire about him, see how much money he wants. But all in all, I just can't see him coming back. I personally would love him to come back. He's one of my favorite players in Texans history. I mean, he's probably like top 2 for me. I don't want to say the other one because I'd get crucified for it. But DeAndre Hopkins, he's a top 2 player in history for me. I really love DeAndre Hopkins. He's the first receiver that I really fell in love with. I'm a little bit too young to have watched the Andre Johnson prime days. So for me, DeAndre Hopkins is my favorite Texans receiver. And I would love him to come back. But personally, I just really can't see it happening. I think it would be good in some ways, and I think it would be bad in some ways. But all in all, again, I just can't see it happening. Just for one, again, the depth, I just don't see how he would fit in. Of course, with as elite as he is, you would find a way for him to fit in, but that's only if you're a contending team. And quite frankly, we're just not a contending team. We're a team looking more for guys to get better, for younger guys to get better and just transition into being in the NFL and being a good NFL wide receiver. And DeAndre Hopkins, with his age, he just doesn't really fit that. I think we already have that leader, mentor role in Robert Woods. And adding D-Hop just doesn't make a ton of sense for us at this point. But it would be fun. It would be a fun reunion. Probably wouldn't be too much money. DeAndre Hopkins still has a house over here. He's always still in Houston. But, yeah, I just can't see it. But, yeah, let me know what y'all guys think down below in the comments. Would y'all be in favor for the DeAndre Hopkins return? But, yeah, it's been Clutch Entertainment, and I hope you guys have a good day. Peace.